What's growing on, gardeners? On today's video, I'm going to show you the most incredible potato harvest I have ever had in my entire life. For every 1 pound of potatoes I planted, I got 19 pounds of harvest, and I can't wait to show you how I accomplished this.
If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell to receive new video notifications, and check out our Amazon store and Spreadshop links in the video description for everything I use in my garden and awesome custom designed apparel and other gear. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Potatoes are usually one of the lowest effort things I do in my garden. Up until this point, my philosophy for growing potatoes has been grab some potatoes that are sprouting in the back of the pantry, plant them in grow bags, give them fertilizer at planting, keep them irrigated throughout the season, and then don't do much else, and then whatever harvest I get at the end of the season is basically free potatoes. But this year, I decided I was going to take a few extra steps and challenge myself and see how far I could push the envelope. Back in the winter, I went to the grocery store and I bought a bag of organic potatoes for about $3. They were a mixed bag of potatoes with 4 different colors. I took them home, I placed them on my countertop for about a month to sprout, and I used these as high-quality seed potatoes to plant back in the spring. I planted those potatoes in these 20-gallon grow bags right here, and of course I filmed the whole thing and I showed you exactly how I did this procedure. I will make sure to link to that video both above and down in the video description for your information if you want to see exactly how I did that. Now the potatoes are officially ready for harvest. Potatoes are ready for harvest when the plants start to die back significantly, and truth be told, I let these plants go about a week too long, and this is a problem because as the plants die back, the tops of the potatoes that have broken the surface become exposed to sun. And this could cause not only sunburn, which you can actually see on some of those potatoes right there, but it can also make them turn green. And when that happens, that can create a chemical called solanine, and that is toxic. You will have to remove all of the green skin. So it's important that you harvest them before they die back completely to try to keep the surface potatoes out of the sun. Nevertheless, it is now time to pull them. But before I do that, I want to explain what I did differently this year, aside from actually make my own seed potatoes out of organic potatoes instead of just planting scraps that sprouted in the back of my pantry. Normally, my potatoes thrive on neglect, and by that I mean I don't really do much in the way of maintenance and care to them after the initial fertilizing and adding of compost when I plant them. Yes, I do have to water them regularly, pretty much every day in the mid to late spring when it gets hot here, but I don't do too much other than that, except occasionally if I'm bulk fertilizing, I might dump a little bit of extra fertilizer on them. This year, I tried to fertilize them on a rotating 10 to 14 day schedule. I gave them Jack's 20-20-20 as well as all-purpose granular fertilizer and bone meal. So I really tried to go harder and give these potatoes as much care as I'd give, say, a tomato plant or a pepper plant. I treated them as equals. So now that I actually put in the effort this time instead of neglecting them, I want to see if I'm going to get a bigger harvest for my additional efforts. Now we are going to dump all of our grow bags and root through them and see how good of a harvest we got. And the easiest way to do this is to dump them over onto a tarp. That way we can take all of that old garden soil and save it and then refill our containers with it. Now the plants themselves, because potato plants are so full of disease, we are not going to compost them, we are going to throw them away. But all of that soil we will reuse and we will grow something different in that does not contract potato diseases. So I will probably use them to do something like grow fall lettuce or some other fall crop in them later this season. So now let's dump them all, root through, and see what kind of harvest we are dealing with. Holy smokes, folks. I cannot believe how many potatoes I got out of those grow bags. Remember, this started off as a 1.5 pound bag of potatoes. 1.5 pounds, and I got all of these. And I think I misspoke earlier. I said they were 4-color potatoes. They were tricolor. So I had twice as many white potatoes as I did the purple and the red skinned potatoes. But look at that. Unbelievable. I cannot believe how many potatoes came out of those bags. So that goes to show you how much money is well spent when you use it on the right fertilizing routine. This has forever changed my mind. I will be fertilizing my potatoes forever, like the way I just did. I'm going to take these all and set them up and weigh them for you, because this is incredible. And just as a point of reference, here are the potatoes. Here are the grow bags that I grew them all in. So again, I will repurpose this soil to grow something not related to potatoes in, so they won't share any diseases. Something like maybe warm season tolerant lettuce for the fall, or maybe something like melons in there. Then I also have all of this waste. This will go in the trash can. I don't want to compost the potato plants because they were covered in all sorts of diseases. A lot of this is just natural dieback, but you can see potato leaf diseases there, so I'd rather not put that in the compost. And here is our potato harvest spread out on the table, and you can really see just how impressive it is from only starting from a single 1.5 pound bag of potatoes. They look beautiful for the most part, mostly disease-free. There is a few issues with a couple of the white potatoes that have a little bit of marring on the skin, but no big loss. Now we will weigh them in. So I'm going to transfer all of the potatoes into this clear plastic container, and I weighed it beforehand. It weighed in at 1.5 pounds. So now let's fill it up. Honestly, folks, I am pretty surprised they all fit. Okay, now we do the official weigh-in, and I'm going to use my bathroom scale. I'm clocking in at my fighting weight of 150.2 pounds. And the potatoes, this feels a lot like 30 pounds or so. Look at that, 29.6 pounds. So if we deduct 1.5 pounds for the container, we are at 28.1 pounds. Let's just call it an even 28. Wow, so for 1.5 pounds of seed potatoes, I have 28 pounds of return. That is just incredible. And that right there, folks, is a nearly 19 times return on my investment. I turned 1.5 pounds of potatoes into 28 pounds of potatoes, and it was so easy. Again, just so you know the procedure, I will place a link down in the video description that shows exactly how I planted them. The only thing I did after that was I irrigated it as necessary. I never let them dry out, and every 10 to 14 days, I fed them water-soluble fertilizer, which is a blend of Jack's 20-20-20 and Alaska fish emulsion mixed in a watering can. You can break up a 1.5 gallon watering can is enough to feed about 3 or 4 grow bags, and then you will just give them an organic all-purpose fertilizer, roughly a 5-5-5, and some bone meal, again every 10 to 14 days. If you follow that fertilizing regimen, you can have amazing results just like this. The last thing we need to do is cure our potatoes before we store them, and in order to do this, I am lying them out on cardboard in front of my garage door. Now, my garage door is pure north facing, so it never gets any direct sunlight. So they will always be in total shade, so I can crack my garage door or leave it partially open and let in lots of airflow for the potatoes to cure, but they will not be in contact with direct sunlight. It is very important that the potatoes are not in contact with direct sunlight, or they could turn green, which isn't good. It makes that solanine toxin, and also it could cause them to sprout, and you don't want that to happen either. So it's important that you let them cure in a warm, dry place with good airflow for about 7 days. Then after that, I will transfer them into a cardboard box, and they will store in a cool, dry location such as a basement or the coolest, darkest corner of your garage or pantry for a few months. And that right there is my biggest potato harvest of all time and how I achieved it. So if you want to turn a single pound of potatoes into 19 pounds of potatoes or more, I suggest you follow my procedure. Again, I will place a link down in the video description that is the original video on how I planted it, and I will also place direct links down in the video description to the different fertilizer products that I used that helped me achieve these great results, as well as links to the grow bags that I grew them in. So everybody, I sure hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please ring that notification bell so you're notified when I release more videos like these. If you're curious about any of the products that I use in real life in my garden in general, I will also place a link down in the video description to my Amazon storefront. So expand the video description, click on the Amazon link, and you'll see everything I use in real life. And while you're down there, please check out my spread shop for custom merch if you want to support the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see all of you again on the next video. Oh, Dale's going crazy because we got a brand new toy for him. And it's his arch nemesis, the bunny. And, oh, it squeaks. Ready, buddy? And, go, Dale. Oh, my goodness. Look at that catch. Dale, that was amazing. And now he drops it. Dale, that was one heck of a catch, buddy. That was outstanding. Oh, now he's never going to get it back. Oh, we're going to play keep away. Go, Dale, go. Dale, can you wait? Dale, wait. Okay. All right, drop it. Oh, he's already tearing it. Oh, boy. Even the stuffed bunnies don't last around here, let alone the real ones.